Hello everyone, it's Nick here from Nick's News and Reviews, and this time round we're taking a look at Nightshade, published by Ultimate Play the Game in 1985. Now this is a scrolling isometric 3D arcade adventure set in an ancient city. Also come out on the Amstrad CPC, the BBC Micro and the Commodore 64. There was also available, I think, a Nightshade editor and also a map editor. So here we go. So I control this night person, and the aim is we have to collect a number of magical items which are scattered around the city and then use them to destroy the ghouls, which don't turn up very often, which are running rampant around the city. There's a lot of minor ghouls and stuff which take energy, and if your energy goes to 0, which I can't quite see where that is, you're dead. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lives to do this thing in. Now this game got favourable reviews at the time in 1985, and although I think it's interesting, I don't think it's as good as some of Ultimate's other offerings, 3D isometric, such as Nightlaw and Pentagram. It suffers a little bit from pop-up every now and again. There we go. You see that pop-up? But it's a nice retro one nonetheless. It's a bit awkward actually. If I had to choose an Ultimate game 3D, I'd probably go for Nightlaw first. My favourite game of all time, and of Ultimate Play the Game as well, is Attic Attack. All have similar sort of storylines. Now this ancient city has got overrun quite a while ago by all these ghosts and ghouls, and basically you must vanquish them from the city. There's a number of antibodies we can collect in various rooms that help us fire things. You see that down the left hand side, we got one twig thing. There's a bit of energy we've collected there. So let's just mess about, but this turns into a bit of an exploring game really. There I go, so that's speed boots I've collected, so I should be able to walk quicker now. Here we go. But yeah, the pop-up is pretty bad. It would be helpful to have a map really to know where I was going. If I knew where the items were, it'd be a lot easier. There we go. Showing its age this game, but 8-bit glory. I love the ZX Spectrum, you can't beat it. Well, owners of the Commodore 64 will probably say you can, and the Amstrad CPC, they handled colour a bit better. But this is what I grew up with, the ZX Spectrum. Hurrah! Not so much the 128K, more the 48K I played. Right, oops, there we go, that suddenly turned up all of a sudden. Maybe if this was played on 128K the pop-up wouldn't be so bad. I presume it's a memory thing why it's been so slow. But the graphics are quite nice. As you lose your energy, your man changes colour, so we're a bit yellow at the moment. I think he goes green when he's about to die. Like all Ultimate games, when we eventually die at the end, it tells us how much of the game as a percentage we've done, and quite often it's in single figures. Hooray! Right. Here we go. Animates quite smoothly. It's got this directional control, which I've always found awkward. You don't just go left, right, up and down. You have to, well, if you push forward, he walks forward in the direction he's facing, which in a tight spot where you need to get out of the way quick isn't ideal. Let's just wander around, see what we can see. But the buildings look quite similar. I think we're by a log cabin or something. Try and identify some of these baddies walking around. I think I saw a pig earlier. What's that? That's Pikachu, is it? I don't know. It's on fire. And I've got nothing to fire at these boys at the moment. Right, that's a... well, I think I can collect these. I think. Right, that's something. Now the cat's just come in. I don't know if you can hear him. This happens quite often when I'm doing a gameplay. I'm trying to concentrate on it, but looking at the cat at the same time, that he doesn't hit the stop record or jump on the keyboard or something crazy. Right, I've gone green, so that means death is imminent. Let's go in here. What's the worst thing that can happen? Hello, is there any potions about that I can take? There's Pikachu again. All in white. I don't know what this ancient city's called. There's probably some amazing backstory on the inlay that I haven't quite read properly, but who reads the instructions? Not me. Score 30,500. You see that there's a compass on the bottom right. That's a nice touch. If we had a map, we'd probably use that, but other than that, it's pretty irrelevant. But it's interesting that you can only fire the things once. Oh, there's a potion, that'll help. Right, so we've gone white again, so we've got all our energy back. Hurrah! But I don't know what I'm doing really. I'm just exploring it. There's probably it's probably not the same place the potions turn up each time. What's that, a jellyfish? There's some twigs I can collect here that to help me fire. Right, I've got 2 of them. Fire! That fire spells bad news. So it's lacking a little bit of the sparkle of the other Ultimate games, isn't it? You might disagree. If you disagree, comment below. But Ultimate generally a great publisher. A lot of happy times with them. I think the sequel to this was called Gunfight, or was that the prequel? I don't know. So we'll come to that at some point as well. Ooh, I changed the angle in error there. I was trying to pause it. I don't know what this gentleman's name is. Let's call him Eric. Go, Eric! But if you're listening to the sounds there, it's classic Ultimate stuff. They can almost have copyrighted those sounds, I think. Oops, I bumped into a weird jellyfish creature. But they certainly could come up with some good and varied enemies, Ultimate. So well done there. Right, there's nothing in here. We've come to a dead end. Who are these fellas? There's a lot moving on the screen at the same time. Oops, I'm on my last life, as you can tell. All my lives have gone blue there at the bottom. It would have been a bit too much to ask for some in-game music. Oh, there we go. Game over. Percentage of game completed 10%. That's pretty bad. I love these intro music at the start. I think, you know, I think we'll have one more go at this. Do a bit more exploring, see what we can see. Did you have this on the Commodore 64 or the BBC Micro? Now the BBC Micro is a computer I know the very least. I mean Commodore 64, at least I've seen them. BBC Micro, haven't got much experience of that at all. Did you own a BBC Micro? Did you have this? I bet you didn't, because you wouldn't have typed in Nightshade ZX Spectrum on a search engine if you're looking for BBC Micro. Or some speed boots, let's forget about them. So it helps to identify what you're running into, really. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? Oh, I've just walked into a bad thing. But I've got some sort of one thing to fire. What are those things? Right, I've collected it, whatever it is. Are we going to complete the whole game here? That might turn into a catchphrase of mine. I think no, not really. Could be a goodbye moment here. Have I been here before? I don't know what that is. Is it a frisbee of doom? Come on, Eric. Let's get moving. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. I won't be releasing that song anytime soon. Oh, God. That's one life. Look, that wasn't fair. I rematerialised on fire. Great. That's great. It's like the modern games like COD where you die and you respawn in the enemy's camp and get machine gunned to death straight away. That was not fair. Come on. He's got big feet, this bloke. He moves quite odd. He's shuffling his feet. He should learn to lift them a bit. But at least he isn't like that guy in Night Law which turns into a werewolf every so often. Oh, God. You need a lot of patience to complete this game, I think. The control mechanism is pretty tricky. But that's the control mechanism that Ultimate seemed to have adapted. It's another one. This is one. Whoops! I'll start that sentence again. This is another one of those games where you can spend ages on it without actually realising this, as you try and work out what to do. God bloody hell! I'm losing lives really easily here. But they did like the fantasy, didn't they, Ultimate? They're quite often using a castle or an ancient city or some such. Come on. Right. Maybe I should collect all these black hole whirlpool things. That at least give me something to kill everyone with. Right, I'll kill this Mohican thing. Oops, I've just walked into him. What? I got killed by the speed boots then? That shouldn't have happened. And as you can see, I materialise on fire again, so I'm down to yellow. Boo! This is so unfair. Oops, shouldn't have done that. I don't think I'm going to beat... I think I'm going to do it even worse than my first go. Deary me. Believe it or not, I always have a practice go before I do these reviews, and I was hopeless at practice as well. But I think you've pretty much seen the whole of the game, aren't you, really? The way the gist of it. When you completed it, it probably just says well done in yellow writing or something. And that's it. The game over sequences wasn't brilliant on the ZX Spectrum, but it was just the inner gratitude of knowing that you've done it was the thing, and then you told everyone at school and they didn't believe you. If only you could have taken a picture on your phone back then and showed them as proof. Right, Last Life. It does rather materialise like Attic Attack, I must say. Right, let's collect some firepower. Like the graphics on that brickwork there, that's good. Attention to detail. Scrolls quite well. The fire alarm's going off in the background now. Don't know if you can hear that. Right, it stopped, so I presume I'm not going to burn to death, which is always a bonus. Right, well, how many twig things have I collected? Let's fire them at people. Yeah, firing things in the right direction is tricky. Those speed boots killed me last time. Let's kill him. Oops. Damn. He's following me. Whatever that thing is. Some of these things look like creatures from the Trapdoor, that kid's claymation thing, which I've got on DVD. I love the Trapdoor. Burke, Boney and Drut. Look it up if you don't know it. It's a brilliant thing. There's also a Trapdoor come out on the Spectrum, which I reviewed. Trapdoor and Through the Trapdoor, so have a look at those two. Preferred the first one. Trapdoor. There's no trapdoors in this, but there are in Attic Attack. Attic Attack's got everything. Right, I think... Oh, dear. Oh, look, we killed the fire that time. Somehow. Have you completed this game? I bet you haven't. A lot of you wouldn't have even seen it. 1985. That's where Marty McFly was always trying to get back to. Possibly to play this. I couldn't comment. What is that thing? Looks like creatures off the Monster Munch packets. So I did even worse there, 4%. Well, here we go. I hope you liked having a look at that one. That was Nightshade by Ultimate Play the Game from 1985. Please remember to rate, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. And till next time then, take care and goodbye.
Goodbye.